Well, hey, welcome back to my channel. Great to see you. And for the new people, I hope you stay because I got a lot to cover today. You're going to want to hear this, okay? Look, I'm on a lot of other platforms too. Check out the links below. And without further ado, I'm going right in, all right? Today's video is called Dating a Disease. Now, don't judge me for phrasing it that way. I will explain why in this video, okay? Please be patient. All right, but first I'm going to help us define what a disease is, okay? System or an organism, that's a human, we're talking about humans here, resulting from various causes such as infection, inflammation, environmental factors, or genetic defect, and characterized by an identifiable group of signs, symptoms, or both, all right? Chew on that definition, okay? Basically, it's not easy, it's a dis-ease, all right? Your body is not normal and it's not in its peaked normal condition, it's feeling bad. And typically a disease is progressive. If it's not treated, it gets worse, all right? Such as cancer. Cancer, we know there's a million types of cancers out there. Alcoholism is considered a disease by most experts. Treated or untreated, recovered or unrecovered, it's still alcoholism and it's still a disease. Drug addiction, that could be street drugs or prescribed by a doctor drugs. How about other psychological maladies such as PTSD, maybe the military, bipolar, that's a whole nother video, multiples. You can go into the DSM, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, to get about 1,000 different maladies defined. How about just physical disabilities? Come back from war and maybe you have 2 legs instead of one, 1 less finger, something that you feel conscientious of all the time, and that if you tell your date, you might feel judged. Okay, these are the things I'm looking at today in this video. Diabetes is another one that we want to make a note of. Diabetes 1 or type 2. They're very different. All right, so this video is going to be broken down into 3 parts. Dating someone with an illness, dating while you have an illness, and dating an illness, okay? Dating someone with an illness. Take it slow. These are incredibly valuable tips, people. You know what I do? I get out a piece of paper and a pen, and I'd write all this stuff down, okay? That's what I would do. You make your own choices. Get as much information. I've talked about this before. Get as much information you can about your partners, your dating partner, family, health, friends, and of course health, because that's what we're talking about today, health. And you can casually, break into that, and say, talk about your own health and see if they also talk about their health. See if they mirror that conversation and add to it. And I'd like you to do all this before you sleep with that person, because once you sleep with that person, you will bond. Ladies, you know that bonding experience. It's a chemical reaction, and men, you feel it too when you're older, north of 50. It's a chemical reaction, and it's very painful when bonds break. It's a process, and it could last years. So let's get all this information on the table, logged in, before you sleep with that person. Because if you sleep with that person too early and they have a chronic illness, and that illness is not compatible with your life or lifestyle choices, then you'll need to break up with that person, and you could actually potentially make that illness worse by stressing that person out. You have a moral responsibility, people. I'm not going to get all didactic on you right now, but let's be practical and compassionate. All right, common sense a little bit. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, all right, moving on. Having an illness and dating. First of all, yes, you can date while you're having an illness. Look, there's no rules. Okay, come on. You're not dead. You're just a little sick or a lot sick. You can still talk to people and enjoy a person's company and feel little pitter pats in your heart. I mean, you know. And it's perfectly fine to find that person online. To go online and fill out a profile. Now, my next section, part 3, is going to be all about constructing a compelling online profile, and I've also discussed it in my book, which is available on Amazon. You Are Taller Over the Phone. Okay. So, having an illness while dating, yes. Build that profile online. If you can, go out and about and meet and greet, say hi to people wherever possible without looking weird. Here's the most important bit of advice I'd like to share with you. It might serve you greatly to find somebody or pray for somebody who is in the same boat as you. Okay? Because the waters might seem calm on the outside, but I tell you, underneath there could be a severe undertow, and to be with somebody who understands how to navigate those seas will make it a lot easier for you and that person, your partner. Okay, having an illness while dating is important also to educate your date on your illness on an as-needed basis, on an ad hoc basis. If they're healthy and you're not, temporarily or chronically, if they're healthy and disease-free, please do not share your illness in the very first conversation if you're going into this with the clear motivation of dating this person. There's a time and place to share this information, unless it's obvious, okay? But if it's not obvious physically, share with your illness with that person when the relationship, the dating process is just starting to grow some legs. I'd say on the 3rd or 4th date, okay? And when you do be brief, think summation, think summary, no dirty details, because we know illness can get pretty dirty with surgery and aftercare and maybe even chemo, whatever the case is for you. Okay, and this is not hiding. This is not hiding or being deceitful. This is about protecting the very tenderness of a new and budding relationship, because it's extremely tender. And I've got a meme that I'll probably put at the end of this video. It's of a butterfly, and it says, if your grip is too strong, you'll crush it. If it's too loose, it'll fly away. Okay, now if you don't heed my advice, if you don't take these tips into serious consideration, your dating partner is probably going to see you as an illness, and therefore they'll be dating an illness. Okay, that's the explanation. And you don't want to be the illness. You are a human being, you're a soul in a human body that has a disease. Okay, you are not a cancer patient, for example. You are a person who is temporarily disabled with cancer, for example. You word it, you tweak those words any way you want, but the basic tenet is you are not your disease. And you don't want people to perceive you that way, okay? That's all I'm saying. There are 2 national holidays going on today. One is, I think, more for maybe women and guys who like cats, but it's National Siamese Day. I had a Siamese when I wore a younger woman's clothes. And they're nicknamed Measers. I don't know, I've never nicknamed my Siamese cat a Measer, but apparently most people do. So they're super smart and they're very talkative, so they can become like little buddies to you. You can have a conversation over coffee and crumpets in the morning, or while you're changing their litter box 5 times a day. Hey, the other national holiday this is really interesting. International Day of Sport for the Development of Peace. Now, the United Nations made that up. I don't know when they did or why they did. Maybe for peace? I don't know. Do you feel any more peaceful by playing sports? I don't know, maybe. So, hey, that leads to my closing question. If you could create a national holiday, what would it be and when? Can you comment below? All right. And tell me what you thought about this video. I really appreciate it. And no porn. Yeah, I'm getting a lot of porn in those comments, so thank God YouTube takes care of that. Tomorrow. I'm taking tomorrow off because I have a lot of auditions I've got to get through. But the next day, my next video is moving on to part 3, and as I said, that's going to be all about constructing a compelling profile online, okay? Can't miss that series, all right? Please.